our first two players. Starting things off for SK Telecom T1, it's Classic leading the charge with this guy instead of parting today. I think partially due to the map, but his record is 5-2 this season, and he's 3-1 against Zerg.
Yeah, and Parting has come out in a bunch of starting matches and hasn't done so well, so maybe put him in that 4th spot today and see how it goes. This guy is so solid. I like starting with him as well, even instead of Parting, just because he can definitely take that first game for your team.
Here's Shine. He is undefeated in Pro League, 5-0 and 3-0 against Protoss. And if he wins today, he moves himself up the winner's ranking. But he's been one of the most consistent players who's actually come out for his team. Samsung can always rely on him. He has not yet failed them a single time. This guy is aggressive, attacks early. He will 6-pull your mom. It's Shine. The map that they're playing on is the King Sejong Station, a 2-player map. A map we've seen Protoss players do timing attacks so often here. We'll see if Rain decides to do something similar to this. The map is up. The players are ready. Let's jump into game number 1 between SK Telecom and Samsung Galaxy Con.
LGA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left to start things off in the yellow for SK Telecom, the Protoss player Classic.
And to the bottom right in pink, player for Samsung Galaxy, it is Shine.
And I did it again. They are actually orange, not yellow.
Yes.
Turn it into Wolf here.
It's all right. Sometimes my carrots are yellow. It's okay. That's actually how you and I found out that I might be colorblind. It's because one day we were eating carrots together and I thought they were yellow. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, why are the carrots kind of yellow looking?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is this yellow vegetable? You were like, those are carrots. So I was like, oh, no.
You know, I thought it was the Facebook thing.
The Facebook thing was definitely...
I think that came next, actually. But it definitely was the carrots, now that I remember. We were just eating and you just... Like, what other vegetable is that color? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it was partially the lighting. I did take some colorblind tests, and I passed like 99% of them. So there was like one that was a little bit weird for me, but I don't know if I'm colorblind or not. It's still a mystery. Definitely not the best at colors, though. Don't ask me. Ooh, this Forge is going to get scouted and blocked, in fact.
Well, will get blocked for about 1 second. Not the most influential thing in the game, but still, anything can lead to a victory. He does scout this, so he is going to throw down that pool first. Going to not take any risks with this, especially coming out as the first player. Do not want to put your team down 0-1.
Yeah, and he's even going to lurk around here with the drone a little bit. Might steal a gas, I doubt it. I think he just wants to see if Classic doesn't notice his drone, and then just come in there and scout for the tech a little bit later on. It's also going to be able to hang around here and block this drone, and this is very annoying for Shine. He wants to get his tech up, or rather his hatch up as soon as possible. Oh, he messes up a little bit. That was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, usually you're sometimes forced to throw an extra drone down there because you want to get your hatch up, but actually Classic not entirely the best micro, so Shine is going to be able to throw that hatch up.
Doesn't look like he's realized that the drone is still in his main base, and he's not sending anything over to scout for that, so he could have assumed that the drone just went north of his Forge and he didn't have vision of it at the ramp, but I still think that Forge just barely has enough vision to cover the whole ramp for a drone, so I think, you know, this is a bit careless here, but regardless, this is great for Shine. If he doesn't get scouted, he's going to be able to come in there and see what tech is up. He's also got an Overlord to come and scout as well.
Yeah. Shine does have his first Zerglings out here, so he's going to find that pesky probe that was just going around the base and seeing everything that he could see. He stole some minerals as well, but I think actually Classic is going to want to hide that in the corner as well if he possibly can, sending it over towards that 4th base location.
Oh, did he see that?
Wow.
Whoa.
Still has not seen the drone.
Sends the drone back, or the probe back, it looks like, because he wanted to have perhaps 20 probes saturated there so he can send 3 into the gas and still have near main full saturation of the minerals. So I get distracted by that probe down there. What's he planning? What's he plotting?
Another sneaky worker. This is the game's sneaky worker so far.
Yeah. His plot is to go and scout the 3rd base. There's a Zergling standing guard, but the probe is just much too quick for him.
Yeah.
Could maybe escape here with return cargo. Not sure if he's actually going to be able to get home, though. Every time he has to turn, the Zergling might be able to get another swipe off on him.
Another
Ooh.
Zergling joins the chase, but still looks like the shields are going to get up in time, and he should be able to get back home. How long do you think Shine is going to hold that drone in the base? How long do you think he's going to wait?
Just a few more seconds until after he tries to scout with his overlords and doesn't see anything. He could even, if he scouts the Stargate here with his overlord, then send it in like even later in the game to see if it's going to be a 4 gateway follow-up to the Phoenixes or what the next step is going to be.
Yeah, because I was thinking if Classic really just doesn't even build anything over there, he's got to assume there's nothing in his base, and he could wait a really, really long time. But it seems, yep, he's going to choose to come in here, and he sees that Stargate, so gets a lot of information from this.
Really annoying here for Classic. He's even tagging it now with the probe, but doesn't really matter. Is he going to send a second probe to chase that? No, he's just going to transfer that down. He is not really too concerned about the drone. Drone's not going to be able to do anything else. He will eventually have to kill it. It's actually going to be an Oracle that comes out here first. We've seen this a lot of the time on this map because it takes a while to connect that creep to the third, but I don't think it's going to be too important in this game. Yeah. And finally, the Sentry's going to come up here and chase that drone away, it looks like.
And the drone was able to come down and see the hologram of what was building in that Stargate, so at least he gets a little bit more information before he's going to be taken out here as well.
He's just even forcing more micro of Classic right now. There he goes. Does take that drone out, despite the drones protesting. Quick warp gate research. He actually cancels. No, he doesn't cancel the Oracle. Okay. I was like, what? The unit tab popped up suddenly. I got confused. The Oracle will come down here. He's not going to be able to get very many kills with the spores already up. I don't think. If there's a spore at the third especially, I don't think he's going to be able to get much. He might get this one. Oh, wow. Nice reaction there.
Yeah. Classic botching the attack a little bit there as well. Is going to get one drone and pack away. Lost a bit of health as well. And at the same time, he's going to throw up his third base, add a robotics, and start +1.
And a Void Race. So we're not going to see any +2 Blink Stalker shenanigans on this map. We've seen so many times in the past. Lair is finishing up right now. And things are going pretty well for Shine here. He needs to identify the third base pretty soon and decide how he wants to respond. He starts a Hydralisk Den. In typical Shine fashion, would be Shine if he decided to play safe and play macro as a response to a third base.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to see exactly how far up he goes in drones. See if he actually goes for some aggression here. Oh, look at this.
That's shiny.
Exactly.
I wonder if he will see this. I mean, he's got an Oracle floating around, but the chances of him coming all the way to this location are pretty slim to nil.
No, yeah, it's very well hit over there. So far, that Oracle is going all the way towards the right side, so if he chose to hide it over there, he would have seen it. Classic, that is.
He's chosen a great location here. Now he's starting to bank up the gas. Now, if the Oracle comes in here, he's going to start to see some Hydralisks, and he's going to see the Hydra Den. And he may even intentionally have these Overlords show the Hydra Den. But let's see, because right now there's double Stargate being added. And he may have started to get a feel that this is going to be Spire as a follow-up, but I think it's more likely that he's just getting more Void Rays out because he knows he has a 3-base economy to afford that, and he wants to deal with the Corruptors. Will he actually go over here and see? I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like he's going to go all the way over there. Actually just comes over and scouts the 4th base. I agree with what you said about the Void Rays. I mean, he's starting to get them out in the number. It seems like he just wants to get a very strong Protoss ball here, but he might be disappointed. Well, actually, he's going to be in a decent position once he gets those Stargates up because he's going to be able to pump out those Phoenixes right away once he sees the Nidus.
Yeah, that's what's really important to note. This Overseer is actually not able to identify the 2 additional Stargates, so that's kind of annoying for him. With only 2 Hydras here, he's making more Colossi. I think he thinks there might be a bigger commitment, but for now it's just 2 Hydralisks. And with the Nexus Cannon here and all those Colossi, he can't stick around. But 13 Mutas were made, and 2 additional ones queued up here. +1 for Lings is about to be done. He's going to have the +1 for the Mutas coming up pretty soon. And a 4th base is being taken right now. Now he's realized, he started 3 Phoenixes. He's starting to realize, okay, this is definitely a fake. But how much time does he actually have here? The Mutas are right at his doorstep, and they're going to swing around the back door, in fact, and they're not knocking.
Yep, that is Definitely true. He throws on the feet beacon. There's no cannons in here, no defense just now. Only 2 Phoenixes so far. Getting some decent damage so far are the Mutas, but they're going to have to come out of here once that Photon Overcharge goes down.
Yeah, he's just kind of swinging around with the Mutas now, seeing what he can get done. He actually commits to more Mutalisks right now, and he's actually going to kill some of these probes over here, getting the probe count down to 52, so he's killed about 10 or so right now. Does not want to lose any more Mutas, though. Ouch. There's a lot of cannons over there.
Bunch of cannons. Classic was definitely ready for this once he realized what was going on. Shine, you see over here, he's only really mining from that gas because he wants all of that gas for the Mutas.
Yeah. 3 Phoenixes at a time still being chrono boosted out here. I don't like Shine's position considering that he's continuing to make Mutalisks against a composition that's going to counter it pretty soon. There are so many Colossi out to help deal with these Zerglings as well. This is not an engagement he wants to take. Even locking lasers, linking on those Mutas with the Void Rays. This is a disaster here. He's going to lose every single one of those Mutalisks. And now the gas that he just committed to the rest of the Mutalisks he made is totally useless. Look at the units lost tab. That's an unhappy thing to see as a Zerg fan.
Yeah, he just actually just threw away everything he had there. All of the gas he spent was just thrown away to a bunch of Protoss units, and now he has, you know, Corruptors on the way, and he has a bunch of Zerglings, and I feel like if Classic actually went for the attack at that time, he could have done huge damage and even ended the game.
Well, the thing is, there's Void Rays already on the map, a few of them, and as soon as he realizes that, he's going to switch back into Corruptors, which is going to be, it's not rocket science for him to figure this out, especially when he's got this many Phoenixes on the map and the ability to send hallucinated Phoenix Scouts. He's going to find out pretty soon that that's what's happening. He's just going to keep making Void Rays off of 3 Stargates, and wow, even a Revelation goes down on those Mutalisks, so he knows exactly where they are.
Wow, that's actually so cool. Infestation pick goes down here. Seems like Shine definitely wants to get out of the composition he's in right now.
Yeah, these 3 lone Corruptors actually are not enough. If he fights them head on, he can kill them. There's so many Zealots over here, plus the cannons that he's made, that the Zerglings are not having a fun time here. The Zealots don't actually have a ton of upgrades right now, but as soon as he starts up +2, they're going to get better and better.
Look at the amount of Phoenixes that are on the map right now. He's getting the +2 to air as well.
Yeah, he can basically just fight anything he encounters. All the Corruptors all together might be a problem for him, but look at this. He's going to pick up so many drones here. The Queen is going to die pretty quickly as well. This base is history. And with the Colossi at the back, plus the Void Rays, I think he might even be able to commit to the Corruptors. There's only 12 of them on the map right now, and the Void Rays are going to help out oh so much against this. Regardless, even if he doesn't want to commit, he can just walk back home because he's killed a base, lost nothing. He has a Mothership core with his army. He could recall if he needed to, which he doesn't. And he's kept even in supply with the Zerg player the entire game. That's never ideal as a Zerg, unless you've got Swarmos on the map, which he also doesn't have.
Yeah, and Classic is right now 3 base versus 3 base versus a Zerg, and he's got to be feeling very good about this. He's going back at home. He's getting the Twilight Council. He's going to want those upgrades to ground the 2-2 on the way as well. And Shine's just trying to be a little bit feisty here. He's going to hold position in the middle line, get a bunch of probes, but that's really all he can do at the moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, Swarmos transition is now underway. Getting 4 of those and trying to get the Locust lifetime upgrade, and the range upgrade for his ground units. It's going to take a long time, and the Protoss army is getting stronger and stronger. Now starting to switch to those Void Rays as he's seen the Corruptors, getting a Warp Prism out as well. And after he gets close to max, he's always going to have a huge mineral bank that he can sink into Zealot harassment, where he knows the Zerg player's economy is quite hurt, especially in gas from him killing that hatchery earlier. 5 Void Rays out already, and the Locust, the Swarmos, I mean, they're going to be useful for a short period of time, but this Protoss army, once it trades some of the Phoenixes away, he's going to be able to remax with more Colossi, more AoE. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to commit to this engagement or not. He could consider it. I mean, he's got a lot of Phoenixes here.
I think he definitely has to consider it. What Shine has on the ground right now, you know, outside of the 4 Swarmos, as well as 4 more on the way, is really just a bunch of Hydras and Zerglings, which those Zealots and the Colossi in the back are going to do so much damage. Here's the engage. Decent force fields go down, and so many Zealots, and the big air fight in the air as well. Time Warp goes down on a lot of those Hydras in the back, and this Protoss army is looking really strong right now.
Just the way he engaged was much better than how Shine engaged as well. And I mean, the thing is, how could Shine have engaged better against this composition? It's a hard question to answer. He may have lost his Observer here, it looks like, because he's not able to see this. Yeah, he can't pick these units up. But with the next observer coming across the map, he certainly will be able to start clearing up some of this creep and then eventually deal with the swarm host. The army is so tiny here for Shine. He just doesn't have any gas to continue to rebuilding. He's got oodles of minerals, but no gas to spend. And these Spore Crawlers are going to help push this away and protect the swarm host. But I mean, even roaches are now being lifted and killed.
Yeah, and he has the amount of Phoenixes where even though they're armored, they just go down in one blast from all of them. And, you know, whatever Shine is remaking that's trying to come over here and defend this fourth base is just going down. Really all he has right now is those swarm hosts.
Yeah, this is pretty nasty stuff here. I mean, how is he going to deal with this? His swarm hosts are sending out free locusts. He's even making more Phoenixes right now because he's starting to realize, wait a minute, you just don't even have any anti-air at all. I can actually just start killing your overlords in a second. This early run by could be a problem as the cannons are not set up just yet. But as long as he keeps this observer alive, he's going to be able to lift up and one-shot any of these swarm hosts that he chooses. And there he goes. One shot, one shot, one shot. These things are all dead, and so are the chances of Shine taking game one. Classic outclassing him here, and that's going to be it. I mean, there's no way to recover. He may kill this Nexus, but Classic is not too concerned about that. He can just make a new one. There's no anti-air here besides the Spore Crawlers, and he's just going to be able to kill whatever he chooses. First of all, targeting down the Hydralisk Den, which is starting to bleed and go crazy over there. And once it's gone, that's the end of the story, I feel.
Yeah, Shine's he's just trying to do whatever he can that's possible here. He's going to try to fight against a bunch of Zealots with these Zerglings, but it's not going to do anything. I mean, anything that pops out of the hatcheries of Shine is just going to get immediately lifted and destroyed or burned by Void Rays. It doesn't really matter. Choice of death is up to Shine.
Yeah. These swarm hosts are in the main base trying to defend, but it doesn't matter. Queen's being picked up one by one. Here we go! Where's the fungal? Well, there's one fungal, but it just doesn't matter. He needs to chain them together. The Phoenixes get away. Even underneath Spore Crawlers, none of them died. And the lair is being targeted. That's going to go down here. +1 Carapace will finish, but a bit too late. Very expensive events to get picked off. And GG Classic takes game number one between these two titans of teams. Giving a pat to Fantasy, wishing him luck for his next match.
Classic looking very strong, but I feel like earlier on in that game when Shine just threw away upwards of 10 Needleless, that was a huge turning point. I'm not sure. I mean, he was just caught and he decided that he had to fight at that point, I guess. But that was a huge loss for him.
Yeah, he had some Zerglings over there, but they weren't able to get through, and there were Colossi. I don't know what he was thinking there. And once he committed to like over a second, if you commit to like 1+ seconds, you can't just run away then or you're going to lose all your Mutalists. So I think it was just a mistake to engage, and by the time he realized that it was too late, he lost everything. So congrats to SKT taking that early lead, early win here. And up next we have Fantasy versus Roro. Fantasy playing some great TVZ here in Pro League.